to talk to Robin. Robin is a content creator with a special interest in storytelling in a business context, and he will go through that a little bit longer with you. He is a videographer. He has been working in all forms of communication. He's had a varied career, but at essence, he is a storyteller. I will pass you over to Robin.
Thank you, Angela, very much indeed. Hi, everybody. Glad you could attend. Hope you get something out of this. I'm getting a lot from Jessica and Simon so far. Alison's coming up with some amazing stuff on social media. I'd just like to concentrate on content, basically. And it's going to be a fairly fast-moving slide presentation, so I'll just keep saying next, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, my name is Robin. I've kind of been in the business for about 38 years now. I started in advertising agencies as a copywriter, and I did radio, I do television. So I do the whole range. I do producing content. What I'd like to say now is, the theme of this presentation is that we are in a new landscape. It is a new world ahead. There is a new reality, and none of us can deny this. I do hear some people saying, oh, let's, when we want to get back to normal. I don't think we'll ever get back to what we thought is normal 8 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago. Next. Just yesterday in the news, I heard, I think you've jumped one slide, but anyway, oh no, this is it, sorry. Just yesterday in the news, there was the CEO of AO.com, which is one of the largest electrical retailers in the country, in Europe actually. And he said, we've had 5 years of change in 5 weeks. And he said, everybody just has to understand that we are in a new world, that the old world is behind us. Next. So the old normal is gone. We are in a unique time now because it's a period of change. And just what Jessica and Simon are talking about is the fact that we have to adjust at this particular time now to what might be ahead. And there is a new reality ahead. And the new reality is that it's going to be internet first. I don't think we can get away from that. The people that aren't internet first will get left behind. I'm pretty sure about that. It's not just what I'm saying, but it's what everybody else is saying. And we have to adjust to new habits and new routines and to be more agile. So be able to move more quickly and change with the times more quickly. I think in the past, especially with our websites, we were quite used to having something up there for 3, 4, 5 years, and you're just going along and relying on maybe people we meet and word of mouth and so on. But nowadays, it really will be about what people find about you on the internet. Next. So what we have to do is we have to prioritize and reprioritize. And the way Google puts it in one of their latest blogs is stop, start, continue. So we have prioritized things. We're reprioritizing now. So we stop, we see if they're working. We begin to work with them. We find out, oh, this is not working, that's working, whatever. Then we continue. So right now in this particular unique time, and I think for quite a while to come, it's going to be a case of stop, start, continue, because we're in very fluid times. And the guiding light for content, as Jessica was saying, is that we are addressing the needs of our users. That's what it's all about. And we have to think in terms of not our website, but we have to think in terms of this particular website is really going to do a great job for anybody who's looking for what I offer. They're going to find exactly what they want when they come to my website. Next. So in doing that, we put humans first. Professionals probably come further down the line. Jessica was kind of inferring this when she said, it's not all about sell now, it's about helping people. Right now, humanity is very fragile all over the world. This is an amazing time. It's never happened before, just like this. The whole world basically is locked down. And so people are very fragile all over the world. However, our context is local because we are dealing with people in our community, even if we're dealing with people in different countries, like some of us are, you know, they are still in a local situation. So we have to bring it right down to the human beings, that, you know, what Jessica was saying about empathizing with people. Next. So what Google is saying is, what you need to do is you need to find out what your audience is searching for. That is the guiding light at the moment, is to find out what the needs are. And, you know, the needs are various. Everybody's got different needs. And some people are looking for, well, I'll get onto this in 1 second, but essentially your thinking, or our thinking, has got to change to where we're thinking about our audience. What are they looking for? Can they find what they need when they come to my website? Is my content addressing their needs? Am I reading them correctly? And this is what you want to know right now. Next. So these are some of the things that I've seen that people are searching for, predicaments that people are in. People want to know, how do I stay in business? How does my business survive this? There are many industries that businesses are going to the wall every day. How do I stay in business? How am I agile enough? You know, like say that the restaurants, you know, they quickly, they were very agile and they quickly went to take away. A lot of businesses were in a situation, especially in the hospitality industry and the retail industry, where they had to shut their doors. How do they survive? Some didn't. So a lot of people are saying, well, how do I stay in business? So they're searching for ideas, they're searching for advice. What am I going to do? You know, in my situation, this may not be business, but the people sitting in their houses, they're locked in, and they're saying, well, what am I going to do? What's happening? This has been weeks and months. You know, when will this end? People in the early stages were saying, where do I get food? You remember that nurse in the car, you know, just after like a long shift, she just couldn't get any food. Where do I get food? You know, will I be safe? This is what we're all thinking now. When I go out, when my kids go back to school, will I be safe? Will they bring the virus home? All of this debate is going on right now. So we are in the middle of this unique time. We're not before it, we're not after it, we're in the middle of it. And people are saying, who can help me? And that's why they're turning to people that know what they're talking about in their particular industries. Some people are going through mental and emotional breakdowns, you know. I know people are just going out of their minds. They can't deal. My neighbor is an older lady. She's used to getting out. She's in her 80s. She's very active. And she's going out of her mind because she can't. And she's getting depressed, and you can see it. She doesn't come out on Thursdays anymore to clap. You know, she doesn't answer the phone anymore. So the people are saying, I feel sad, or I need to see my family and friends. We've got to think of what people are feeling and thinking, and that's what we can, if we can provide for that, then that's what we have to do with our content. Next. This is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and it is very relevant at this time. People's basic needs are physiological. You know, I've got to survive, I've got to eat, you know, I've got to survive, I've got to take care of my family. Then comes safety. You know, I don't want to get the virus. I have to be careful. You know, I want to be safe if I have to go out for groceries or whatever. Then they're looking for love and belonging. Then they're looking for their own self-esteem. And then they're looking to achieve something great for themselves. And there's a brilliant website called answerthepublic.com. If you make a note of that, it's just simply answerthepublic.com. You can see it in the slide there. And you just put a search term in, like food, for instance. And what that does is it scrapes all of the things that people are asking. What, why, when, how, where, etc. All of the things that people are asking, you can see what people are asking right there. And so we need to think in these terms when we approach our audience. Next. So when you're thinking of content now, if you provide essentials like face masks and, you know, you can think of all the essentials. You can make a list of, you know, hand wipes and food and medicines and all of these various things. Your job now is to make sure that you can be found. And this is what Simon was talking about. So if you provide essentials, you want to be found. And that's your job at the moment because people are looking for you. Next. If you provide non-essentials at the moment, then your job now is to keep in touch with people, offer them help and advice, because you're the one, as you keep in touch with them through these uncertain times, you are the ones that they will remember when we emerge now into the new reality, when we've probably got a vaccine, when we're safe to go outdoors, we don't have to look over our shoulders so much, but the world is going to be online at that point. So that's our strategy now for these times. Next. So how can we differentiate ourselves in these times, the times that are changing at the moment and the times that we're looking forward to? Number one is your website. As a business person, this is your website. Your website needs to be different than it was before. It needs to be, have a pulse. It's got to be active. It's got to be out there. And people, if they're looking for what you offer, they've got to be able to find you. Otherwise, you are irrelevant. And then their blogs, you know, keeping in touch with people, subjects you can think of talking about. If you are a health and well-being person, there's so much that you can talk about to help people in these times. You know, if you provide artwork, there's so much therapy. I know Phil is on the call here. Phil is a photographer. Phil is amazing. He's pivoted very quickly to taking some of his most beautiful photographs and doing them up to where they're now pieces of art, and he's selling artwork, his photographs, and they're amazing. You know, this is how people think in an agile way. Vlogs, you know, don't be afraid to get your camera out and just film yourself and talk to people. And then, of course, social channels. Next, I'm going to go into all of these basically very, very quickly because my time is coming up. But our website is, as Simon was saying, I put virtual shop front here, but he's right. It's a showroom. It's not just a shop front, but we've got to keep it updated and optimized and look at all of the various elements of it. You know, you understand what he was saying about site speed is only 50% of it, but all of these things are things we should be thinking about with our website. Next. And then we go to blogs. Okay, so we've gone to vlogs, but if we go back one, just, you know, the guy's writing a blog and his dog is saying, come on, let's go for a walk. And he's saying, as soon as I finish my blog, old boy, you know, the fact is we just got to sit down and write. Next. So we go on to now, one of the secrets, if you think it's too hard to write blogs, how can I create this content on a regular basis? I would suggest to you that curate more than you create. In other words, read and look around and be on social channels. And if you see a really good post by somebody that you think that your audience would really appreciate, share it onto your thing. So you don't have to be sitting and writing blogs all day. You can curate more than you create, and you're still helping your audience. But just make sure that everything leads back to your website. Next. So your strategy in these times is to really build an audience. Vlogs. I really have to admire my 12-year-old daughter because she's on TikTok. She's just posting stuff all day long. And the thing right now is just to do it. YouTube is full of helpful advice. There's tons of affordable equipment available. There are free apps to edit on your phone, and you can vlog about something that you're comfortable and confident with. I put with me vlogs there. Some people are just saying, cook with me, and they've got their camera up and they're cooking away. You know, it's acceptable now to be raw. You don't have to be a polished video producer to be vlogging and telling people, because people are sitting there and they're looking for stuff. And, you know, if you are showing them something interesting, or they've just got a chance to be with you. Next. And then social media, well, Alison's going to talk about this right after me, but all I can say with social media is all roads lead home. And that's home on your website. Next. And the last thing really is video. I'm a video producer. I'm very much into video on a production level, a lot of commercial corporate stuff. But nowadays, even with the vlogging, the thing about video, it's the next best thing to face-to-face. And next slide. Video is an amazing way to tell stories. It's all about storytelling because, you know, it's not lots of words, it's pictures that are telling stories. video shows you what's going on. It doesn't just have to tell you what's going on. And you can capture the emotions in a video. It can be entertaining if it's well done. It just keeps you engaged. It keeps you looking. If you've got a video, you can be pretty much assured that people are going to spend more time with you than they will do to, say, a website where there's just like loads and loads of text. They'd much prefer to do that. Next. So video is going to be at the forefront of the new reality ahead of us. And there are many options now for producing video, and people are accepting lower production values, homemade stories, they're accepting the rough stuff. They'll be very, very forgiving. And what you just need to do is pick up your phone, or if you've got a little video camera, just begin telling stories, just learn to do it. And YouTube, as I said, is full of that kind of stuff. So next, my recommendation is to follow the rules of the new reality, and she will find you. Your audience will find you. Just follow these rules of your first thing is to provide for your audience, and they are searching and they will find you. And the last slide, Angela, thank you. So this is me. You can check out my website, but if you're most welcome to email me, and I'll be very, very happy to help in any way that I can. And if there are any questions, let's go.
Thank you, Robin. That's really, really great. What came out from all of that, and indeed from what Simon was saying earlier, is it's very much about the customers first. Look at the human in your business right before you look at the product. We have one question, which I'm not actually too sure is a question for you. It may be that it's actually a more of a strategic coaching question. And Andy, we may have to come back to you. But he's saying that internet first is not going to work with his customers because they don't have mobile phones, let alone a computer. So I'm not sure what...
I might be able to add to that one, Angela. So, Andy Gosling sells canal boat merchandise. So I think he's probably referring to the leisure with the canal boat owners, probably not being on the phones or internet, I would assume. Okay.
So don't assume is one of the things that I would say to that. Lots of people have, I mean, you will know your customers more than canal side tea rooms and some marinas. So you will know your customers much more than we do. But it may be that this is a question that we can pick up later.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can understand that. Naturally, there are various industries where customers are not on the internet first, but that's not the norm. The norm going forward is going to be that most people somehow are going to be on the internet. Even in third world developing countries, most people, they've got phones. A lot of people search on their phones nowadays. And sure, there will be industries where people are not on the internet, but that is not the norm. The norm is that people are being trained now. Most of society is being trained now by force because of this pandemic. They've got to go on the internet. They can't go out to the shops, They've got to look on their phones or their computers or whatever. And they're being trained to do that. So, yeah, I mean, it's not a general statement, Andy. I fully appreciate what you're saying. So, yeah, apologies if I generalized too much there. But I really was talking about the way society as a whole is going to be moving forward in the new reality,
Thank you, Robin. Yeah, and I guess in something where you're talking about tea rooms as well, you've been it's a double whammy almost, in that you've got your remote location and also you're having to shut because of social distancing. Yeah, maybe we can pick that up with you later, Andy, and talk through your options off this call. Last question for Robin. What is the optimum length of a vlog or a video?
Well, nowadays, videos are short. I would say if it's like a corporate video, something to go on your website where you're saying this is about my business and you want a really very good professional production, I would say anywhere between 1.5 minutes and 3 minutes. If you go beyond that, then it's a different type of video. For instance, you can have a training video that could be 8 minutes long, 12 minutes long, but that's different. So it depends on the type of video you want to do. For social media video, I would definitely keep it short. If people see 5 minutes, they skip on to the next one. Things that are short, they think, well, I can look at this quickly. I've got a minute and a half, I've got 2 minutes. They will look at it. If it's nice and entertaining, then ideally the next video will come up when they finish that one. So I would say generally for your vlogging and your corporate videos on your website, keep them, around 3 minutes, under 3 minutes. If they go over, fine. I've done a video for somebody and it was nearly 5 minutes, but it was perfect for them, for what they did. So, but the rule of thumb is around 3 if possible. And then, sorry, what was the first part of that question, Angela?
It was just asking what the optimum length for a vlog or a video was. So I think you covered that quite well. Thank you.
Lots of text, then they will kind of turn off. And when you do a blog, you need to separate it a bit. Have a nice headline, have a subheading so people think, okay, well, I'd like to read on. You get their curiosity. The first paragraph keeps them involved. You have a couple of sections. Normally I think of an introduction, 1, 2, 3 points, and then a conclusion. And that's what I think of, because a blog really is keeping in touch with people, giving them helpful information, and then leading them somewhere. So after the blog is over, you want to lead them somewhere, which is ideally back to your website.
Thank you very much, Robin.
Okay.
As